Good afternoon, Cool Craft family. Hope all is well. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. And thank you for being here. Okay, so this was 12 inches of wire. Okay, 20 gauge wire that I just bent over to make two pieces. And I stuck the round nose pliers in there to give the little loop there. Okay, so I'm trying to avoid making this video very, very long, but I want you to see this. Okay, and then I took about 10 inches of wire, okay, which is gonna go right back behind here. Okay, we're gonna go just like this. Okay, kind of want to keep these wires separate. Okay, so this is what, this is what it'll look like. All right, I hope you can see that. Okay, that's what it's gonna look like. Can you see that? Okay, and I like to take the flat nose pliers, which is this guy right here, and I like to kind of hold it like that. Okay, kind of want to get these wires in just a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to take the other hand and we're going to take these and we're going to just take and wrap this wire right around once. Okay, you want to go right on top of the other wire. Okay, you don't want any overlapping on that wire. Okay, once, twice. Try to get it as tight as you can. And that would make 3 times. Okay. Let's straighten that out just a hair. Okay, so now we have 3 wires. What you want to do here is separate them. Okay, and we're gonna flush cut this little piece right here. Gotta get it. Just gotta move it over just a little. Okay. And now we want to take the flush cutters here. And you want to just flush cut right there. Okay. Always hold on to that piece because there's a good possibility that it could fly. Okay, make sure you got, and have a trash can handy because you don't want any of these pieces on the floor. Might hurt someone. Okay, so now we're going to take the flat nose pliers and right where we flush cut, you just want to bend and twist. Okay, you just don't want any areas that might poke someone while they're wearing this. Okay, and then you want to take your finger, just run your finger and just make sure you don't have any areas poking out. Okay, so that's basically the hardest part of this deal here. Okay, so you want to always keep your wires straight. I use just a piece of ultra suede just to kind of smoothen it out just a little bit. All right, see how it looks like an arrow? Okay, here's where your beads come in. This is the simplest I've ever seen it. Okay, so I only have these 3mm black beads for right now. And on this piece, we're going to use 7. So we'll just kind of like get a few out here. And they're small. Okay. So what we'll do is it's kind of hard with these teeny tiny beads. If you can, there's seed beads. You can just try to get them on there as best you can. Okay, so we have one and we went right there in the middle. You see there? Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to spread these just a little. Okay. And you want to come over and under this one, keeping that thumb tight. Okay. You can even take it from this side. Now all you want to do is just cross over with this one and take and, like I said, smooth your wire out. Okay, and you want that bead nice and tight in there. Okay, then we're going to add another one. These are very small seed beads. Okay, I usually don't use that small of a bead for this, but it's all I've got right now. Okay, so remember you want to cross over and under the one here. Trying to keep that bead tight in your fingers, between your fingers and your thumb. And up and over and out. Okay, whoops. I messed up a little bit here. I didn't keep that. See, you got to keep that bead there. When it sits down on that middle, you got to keep it real. You got to have your thumb and your forefinger right on that bead right there. Okay, so you'll go under and then cross over and out. Now I suggest using something like a cloth, or because eventually this this wire, it'll dent your fingers. Okay, see there? Okay, all the time you need to keep that really straight. So we'll put another bead here. And it just goes on like that. Okay, until you get how many ever beads you want. And these are very small and thin. And I really do wish I had a bigger, I wish I had bigger beads here, but I don't. Okay, so this is what we're working with. But, you know, it just goes on like that. It's very simple. It's just crossing under one bead and over the, you know, with one wire and then going over the next one. You know, you just got to make sure you're keeping it, you know, where it should be. You got to keep that bead right down on that middle wire. And with the beads being so small here, it's not the easiest thing to do that, but the mindset of it is very simple. Okay, so that's what it starts looking like there. All right, so it just goes on like that. I'm gonna pause the video and get the rest of the beads on here, and then I'll be back. Okay guys, welcome back to the designs desk. Now this is what you should be left with. I've already flush cut one part of this. It would still look like it had another piece here, but I've already wrapped it and flush cut it, okay? So then you want to take and do the same with this one. Take and flush cut it. Okay, you get as close as you can. Hold that wire, because it will fly, okay? You don't want pieces of that in your carpet. Okay, so then we have this. Now we need to, I need to cut that a little bit better there, sorry. Hold on one second. This needs to be cut just a little bit more. Always keep your finger over it. I like to use paper because you can hear it. Okay, I picked it up in my finger. Toss it over here in the trash can. Okay, so now you only have one wire. Okay, and you want to make sure that you take your flat nose pliers and kind of get that pointy area right there. You don't want this poking someone in their finger. Okay, you want to kind of like push it down and make it so it's not poking anywhere. You can always feel it with your fingers. Because if it's poking you, it'll poke someone else in the finger. Don't want that. Okay, so now we have that. Okay, this is going to be a very small ring. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and flush cut here, about right there. I'll keep that piece there. Okay, and now you want to take and go right through that loop there. Okay, and this is the easiest way I've found to do this. Go right through that loop. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, and then we're going to take the round nose pliers like this. You want to get above there. And you're just going to close it like this. Just nice and easy. Don't force it, okay? You just want to get up above where that circle there is. Okay, you see that spot here? This is where we're gonna take these and we're gonna wrap the wire around. Well, I don't know if you can see that too good. Okay, so you wanna come down, just take these pliers and you wanna come right down. It's better if you hold it like this here. Okay, come right down and through like that. All you're doing is linking the ring together. Okay, and now you want to get up over, and now you're going to start wrapping right back around here. Man, this is a tiny, this one's tiny. Okay, grab that wire there and you just keep looping around. I would say do that maybe 2-3 times. Okay, straighten it out. You just want to make it look nice and clean. Okay, one more time should do it. Then we can pull this tight here. Pull it nice and snug. I'm just going to use my nail to move it over. Okay, so we've got that linked. Make sure it's just nice and tight around there. I just kind of like pull it snugly. It'll bend the ring out of shape a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, we need to go one more round and down. Right there, and now we're going to take the flush cutter and cut it. Okay, you want to get as close as you can. Get nice and close in there with the, so you don't have so much to have to, there we go. Okay, and then all you do is just take your flat nose and just kind of poke that part down there so not sticking out anywhere. Okay, and then I like to just take this and just kind of like make it a little less than a loop. Okay, it just, there we go, kind of like that right there. Okay, so that's basically how you do this. Snug that. That needs to be snugged down a little better. Yeah, you can always turn it if you need to. Okay, so there you go. That's how you, it's very simple. Very, very simple, albeit it's very tiny. It will not fit my finger. Okay, I don't have a jewelry mandrel, but I guess it fits my pinky, so. And that's how you do that. Now, as soon as I get the wire for the bracelet here, I'll be glad to show you how to do that one. And I wanted to say a little bit about the wire. Okay, wire runs a little bit odd, okay? The higher the number, the thinner the wire. I know that sounds crazy, but that's how it works. Okay, so there's that on the ring. And as soon as I get the wire for the bracelet, then I'll show you that one. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope everybody has a great rest of the afternoon. I'm sure I'll be doing a video for the bracelet before the evening time. So let's just hope the wire does come soon. All right? Take care. Stay blessed. Stay happy. I'll see you in a little bit.